Hey everyone, Kiki here, and what I like to do is talk about entertainment news and music news and everything in between. If you are new here, welcome. If you're coming back again, thank you so much for coming back because we like you coming back. And in case you didn't know, we have our very own radio station, Kiki.fm. It's for free in the App Store. And what we like to play is the very best in classic hits and classic rock. So give us a listen. And also give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hall and Oates. I cannot believe what is going on with these two guys. I really cannot. They always appeared to me as being the good guys of rock and roll. But right now, one of them is really mad. So a few days ago, I read some really crazy stuff that Daryl filed a restraining order against John. I'm like, wait a minute. Why? John seems to be one of the nicest guys in music. Why in the heck would anybody file a restraining order against him? And by the way, that also made me think because now, one Hall and Oate. One Hall is suing one Oate. So they're not suing each other yet anyway. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully this just kind of gets settled on November 30th. We'll talk about that in a minute. But whatever happened to the Neil and Jonathan lawsuit? Haven't heard a thing about it. We saw a picture of them hugging, which is great and all, but what happened to the lawsuit? Does anybody know? Let me know. Let us all know in the comments down below. Can't find anything. Did it get settled? I don't know. I just don't know. So moving back to, talking about Hall and Oates, no one knew about what the restraining order was about because court records were sealed on the whole issue. So everybody was just sitting here speculating, what could it be? It could be this, but no one really knew the answer. But then my friend Kim Stein, she is an entertainment attorney in Las Vegas. She jumped into my Instagram post from last week about Hall and Oates and said that this was not a personal restraining order against John, but it was submitted to stop John from singing certain songs. And that's an end quote from Kim. Now, about 6 months ago, John released a version of Maneater in reggae style, reggae fashion, and he is credited as songwriter along with Daryl and Sarah Allen. Daryl's longtime ex. Longtime girlfriend, then became ex-girlfriend. So was it that? I don't know. But back in 2009, Daryl told American Songwriter that John's original version was done with Edgar Winter and it had a reggae beat. So it kind of makes sense. John has roots in this song and he is a co-writer. So he just decided to re-release it in reggae fashion, which is what it sounds like it was originally intended to be. Now, I have no idea if John's newer version of Maneater is what kind of made Daryl angry. No clue. But back in September of 2022, and a lot of people are bringing this up, Daryl did an interview with Bill Maher, and his sentiment about John was not too comfy cozy. Daryl said on Bill's podcast that he did not have a partner because Bill brought up, about John being his partner. He said, I do not have a partner. I do not have a creative partner. He said, he's not my creative partner. And then he went on to say, John and I are brothers, right? But we are not creative brothers. We are business partners. We made records called Hall and Oates together, but we've always been very separate. And that's a really important thing for me. Really? Really? They've always been separate? They seem pretty together to me. And then he went on to say, we were separate on the records too, and Kiss on My List, that's all me. That's all me on those harmonies. That's me. It's a Daryl demo. I won't go any further than that, end quote. It was a very quick response that he gave about John, but clearly you could feel the tension when he did speak about John. So since last week, things have opened up more and more information has come out about the lawsuit/restraining order. But Daryl did say that this is all because John is trying to sell the remaining rights that he has to Primary Wave. And I guess it's in a contract stating that he cannot do that. Now, back in 2006, Primary Wave bought a large portion of the Hall & Oates catalog. And Daryl says that he does regret selling back then because the music catalog business has come such a long way and pays so much more money. And he says he shouldn't have sold it back then because he probably would have made more if he had waited. But again, we can all say, hey, I should have sold my house then instead of now, or vice versa, but you just can't see these things coming down the pike. And if they both decided to sell a big portion of the catalog back in 2006, clearly they had a good reason to. Clearly they both agreed to it. And clearly they figured it was a good amount for them to sell at that point in time. Again, we can always go back and say, oh, what if, but it's over, right? The deal has already been done. Now, allegedly that 2006-2007 deal that Hall & Oates did make with Primary Wave was worth between 25 and 50 million, but we know today in 2023, yes, it probably would have been significantly more. I'm guessing between 2 and 300 million, maybe 3 to 400, who knows? Daryl is said to have a net worth about 70 million, John about 60 million. So it's just kind of crazy to me because if John wants to sell the rest of his or the majority of what he owns, he should be able to sell it. I mean, I guess it's in a contract. He can't do it. But to me, they're in their 70s. Move on, right? If this is what you want to do, you want to unload the rest of it because of personal reasons, or you just don't want to have a handle on it anymore. Really, hopefully they come to an agreement that John can sell his piece if he wants to. However, Daryl said that if John were to sell the remaining shares that he owns, it would cause Daryl imminent, irreparable harm. Now, I'm not sure how that would cause him such great harm since they've already sold a majority of their rights. And again, this is where the whole music catalog business sale ventures just get me so confused. Now, the sale, if John had sold, would have happened on November 20th of 2023. And allegedly, this is why Daryl put that restraining order in place so that sale would not take place. Now, the case will be in arbitration on November 30th. What will come out of it, we have no idea, but you just have to hope that they come to some sort of an amicable agreement. I just look at Hall & Oates and think happy. Really, I do. I never really looked at them in any other way. I always thought they were buddies, best friends, but I guess not. Again, another instance where we just don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Hey guys, just jumping in here. So there was the whole mediation thing that took place on November 30th for Hall & Oates. And, Daryl put a restraining order against John, which was crazy. And I think many of us were just kind of looking around going, what did John do? What did John do? But everything has been, put out in the open now. And Daryl did that because John was attempting to sell the entire Whole Oates enterprise. And that includes their trademark, their record royalties, and their name, image, and likeness. So this is what John was trying to sell. And Daryl blocked it. And he blocked it by issuing a restraining order against John. Now, the judge agreed with Daryl at this point and extended the time for the restraining order to be placed against John. John did come out with a statement. Here's what he said. He said, "I have no idea who or what is motivating Daryl to take these steps to make such salacious statements, but I am deeply hurt." And Daryl said that he was completely blindsided. And personally, I think it was John who was blindsided by this whole thing. Again, this is alleged, just my opinion. And really, just kind of from the outside looking in, I don't know. It just seems kind of crazy. So yes, Daryl has blocked the entire sale of Whole Oates Enterprises, and we will see where this goes from here. So guys, thanks so much. I love you. And see you soon.